So, I'm assuming that's water.
H2O.
H2O, okay. Or, well, it's NOS, right?
Yeah.
It's NOS. Man, talk about a race. And, the first 25 or 20 until that red flag came out, I was kind of worried that we were kind of having a chili bow track where they rework it and everybody's just stuck on the bottom. But when that red flag came out, they came out and rolled that top in, and it seemed like that changed the track a lot once y'all went back green.
Yeah, definitely when the water truck rolled the top, helped it out. It was a struggle that first however many laps, 18 laps or so, and man. And then after that red, we went back green, and I struggled for probably 3-4 laps, and Jacob showed his nose to me and gave her a little bit of wing and tried to move around a little bit after that. I knew the bottom was shot and had to figure something else out. Yeah,
it seemed like everybody moved about two lanes up. Off the bottom's kind of in the middle, but on the low side of it. But it seemed like 3 and 4 you started hitting that outside line, and 1 and 2 it was kind of a little bit different of a story. It wasn't as quick, it looked like.
Yeah. 1 and 2 was a little bit more chewed up and kind of just running that middle, and then the exit was pretty bad. And I was probably the first one to move up in 3 and rip the wall, and I was probably the first one to move all the way up in 1 and 2, I think, too, and went around the 41 and the 49 up there, and that was the race, just figuring the track out first.
Yeah, and obviously McFadden had moved up there, but it looked like you did go kind of like a tire width higher than that, and it worked, and you kind of worked in your own little groove.
I think I did it 2 laps before James, just because I was able to watch, and I saw him move up, and I was pretty bummed once I saw James move up because I knew he'd be good up there, but maybe not quite high enough. And then he felt the rubber in 3 and 4 on the bottom, and when you do that, it really messes with your head a little bit to think you got to be in the rubber. And I had nothing to lose running 4th, 5th, whatever I was.
Right, and I think you were at 5th with 4 laps to go. Talk about that little charge. I mean, it's probably so many things happened in that 4 laps that you may not be able to remember it all.
I remember the 83 running up there and diving to the bottom to block the 11, and I knew that was my shot.
And you kind of exited in the middle off of 2 the lap before. It looked like got a big run on both of them.
Yeah, I feel like I might have just entered a little high in 1 and kind of had to come off the middle and had nothing to lose. It's not a points race, so it didn't matter what happened, win it or.
Did you hear the crowd? Did you hear the crowd screaming in the car? I mean, they could hear them in the announcer's booth and everything. It was a pretty big eruption when you took that win there.
I didn't hear it, but the fans here were awesome. It's been a long week, and stuff's not cheap, so definitely appreciate the fans showing up. Spending hard-earned money to come watch us. That's me as a fan of other sports, it's hard to do.
Well, and talk about the money. Obviously, the Late Model World's been paying a lot. Y'all ain't necessarily making that, but shows like this, I feel like it's going to slowly help that. Obviously, the announcement of $250,000 now. And it's also a little bit cool for it to be on a shorter track with these opportunities with streaming and Todd Querying and other people able to put on big events at short tracks instead of these traditional big tracks where you got to have a bunch of fans to pay for a big event.
Yeah. I've been saying that for a long time, man. Let's get some big paying races at these short tracks, and finally Todd's been able to make it happen, and he's a guy to be able to make it happen, and just appreciative of that. We go to all these half-mile tracks that pay a lot of money, but it's just a whole different style of racing, and just enjoy coming to these shorter tracks, and especially for the money.
This is how we do.